Well, good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is David Foley. I've been in business for about 12 years now. Tonight, I'm going to share with you some lessons that I've learned in my career. This list could be a lot longer, but I've kind of picked 5 that were top of mind. So let's begin. Lesson number 1, prepare for unexpected HR scenarios. Business, no matter how automated, require people to manage and run them. Common piece of advice you're going to hear from seasoned business owners is that you need good people, and they're 100% correct. But what no one prepares you for is that people's personal problems are undoubtedly going to interfere with your operations. And I'm going to share some unfortunate examples that I've experienced personally. I've had employees threaten my life as well as other employees. I've had employees arrive drunk and or high to work. I've had one employee that I caught watching pornography at work and then stole my personal belongings to use in extracurricular activities. And I'm not going to get into that raunchy story. If you all want to hear it a little bit later, you can feel free to ask me about it. Now, these problems aren't unique to me. And I want to note that none of the people I hired had criminal records, and all of them passed a drug test. But like I said, it's not unique to me. Talk to any business owner, and there's a dark side to this. Some examples that I asked a few colleagues to share. One distribution delivery driver who killed someone on his route in a hit and run. One president of his company was an alcoholic, went on a bender and would disappear for weeks. One operations manager who was arrested in the office for having child pornography at home. The list goes on. You need to be mentally prepared to handle these problems you're never expected to see. Be a kind and understanding human, but remember, you are not a social worker. Lesson number 2, work towards wearing one hat. You've heard it, when bootstrapping a business without capital, you're going to wear all sorts of hats. You're going to be the customer service agent, you're going to be the sales rep, the bookkeeper, the order packer, and so forth. However, once you buy back your time and build somewhat of a team, essentially you're going to wear 2 hats. Hat number 1, the manager's hat. When wearing this hat, your objective is to ensure that your operation runs smoothly without disruptions. Your calendar is going to be full of tasks, meetings, and calls. Not fun. Hat number 2, it's called the creator's hat. While wearing this hat, your objective is to move the needle and work on the business and making improvements. Your calendar needs to be empty, actually, for deep work. Unfortunately, the creator's hat is going to eat your free time. This is where sacrifice does come into play, and you're going to have to say no to a lot of things, fun things. Work towards wearing the one final hat, which is the creator's hat. Lesson number 3, my favorite. You're going to take it on the chin a lot, probably every day once you get to a certain stage. Now, social media likes to depict entrepreneurs as kind of like a lavish lifestyle, solving meaningful problems using cringe words like grinding, I don't know. But that's rarely the case. In fact, I spend more time getting dirty under production pieces of equipment and in the warehouse than I have solving problems in front of my computer. You're going to have an onslaught of unexpected surprises. As Mike Tyson once said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I'm going to share some of my hits with you tonight. Some examples including, I had a full container, 25 pallets of product go missing. It vanished when, the shipping company refused to pay out and the client claimed to never got it. Total cost, $46,000. I had one supplier not adequately seal an item after manufacturing it. The result was an infestation of moths and maggots. Total cost, $36,000, and panic attacks that the infestation would spread to inventory in the rest of the warehouse valued at over $1 million. It didn't, thankfully. I had staff break numerous pieces of production equipment when not following simple yet thorough procedures with a cost of in excess of $50,000. I'm sharing the expenses with you because when you're an owner, everything feels personal. Doesn't matter if it's a $160 overcharge on a bill. So I'm not saying this to gloat or feel sorry, it's just, this is just normal. Now, despite the best systems and defenses, you're still going to get hit, so just get used to it. Get up, take action, don't dwell on what you cannot control, and more importantly, hit back harder. Lesson number 4, very basic, but often forgotten, know your numbers. I've seen too many passion-based businesses go bust. It's the typical story. So-and-so has a passion for a certain subject and starts a business. Through sheer enthusiasm, they get in some momentum, but eventually stumble, falter, and fail. What I found to be the most common trait in this painful lesson is that while they're very skilled in their craft, the individuals did not become skilled in the game of business. Your business is going to be an equation that you constantly have to refine and solve. You'll need to make decisions on whether to pivot or whether to push. The basis for making just about every decision in business comes down to what your equation is telling you, what the market is telling you. So let the facts, not your feelings, dictate your decision-making process. Know your numbers, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually, in just about every category you can imagine. If you care about it, this is also in your personal lives. If you care about it, you will track it. Lesson number 5, the most important traits. There are so many traits you're going to need to develop: perseverance, discipline, conviction. But all these are predicated on one trait. By show of hands, how many of you have been skydiving? Just 2, really? Wow. Well, if you're like me, then you're terrified. The drive to the drop zone, the plane ride up, the feeling of the cold air when the door opens, in the middle of summer, it's kind of weird. And then from inside the plane, when they jump, it doesn't look graceful. It's not like the videos. It just looks like they plummeted to their death. Like a rock. But you don't. You actually end up having one of the best experiences of your life, and all you needed was courage. Very applicable to today's theme, by the way. Courage is the most important trait in business. You're fearful of the outcome, but you do it anyway. And courage is a lot like a muscle. If you don't work it out, it'll shrink and get weak. And all of you here tonight are exercising that courage muscle. So kudos to you. As Winston Churchill once said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Except in skydiving. If you fail, it's probably fatal. Thank you.